Here at Lens Crackers, we can crack your fine, high-quality eyewear in less than an hour. Our trained technicians use only the best equipment to crack your fine quality eyewear. So remember, Lens Crackers, we can crack them in less than an hour.
Welcome back to Truth Quest. My name is Aaron Moriarity. I will be your host, and we're going on a quest for truth together. And here we are again, friends, back from being sick and feeling like I'm almost totally better. Hoping yet still to have my meal of the day. So maybe after the show I can eat then. Wouldn't that be nice? Well, I hope you're all having... Oh, I know what you're going to say. I know what that's all about. That's the... Hello?
The chat is not on the screen.
I just noticed that right when you called, so I'll go ahead and fix that now, okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
That was Kathy on the bat phone there. All righty then. Okay, I'm just so a little out of sorts from being away from the intranet. Did not make a show on Friday, and I apologize for that. Doesn't happen that often, but every once in a while. Usually I kind of work through it, but I just couldn't the other day. So I'm glad we're back, and I'm glad you're all here. And let's see. I'm not finished doing this because I did not have time to do all my normal show prep today because I was very much rushed. And so that's why I'm a little bit late. So I apologize for that. That's why I always say around 9 p.m. because I know how things work with me. Time anomalies are always my nemesis, if you will just imagine. Time is not my friend. And so, yeah. All right. Well, did I do this all already? I think I did. Okay. Okie dokie, Pinocchio. Let's go over here to Chatlandia. And you can see the chat on the screen now. And Kathy Weiss says, hi, Aaron. She's one of our Ultra Mods. And oh, by the way, Kathy, thank you for your recent donation. Appreciate that. And Kathy also says, I'll be over on YouTube tonight. Awesome. Thank you very much. Did I mention she's one of our Ultra Mods? And she also says, hi, Peggy. She's another one of our Ultra Mods. And look who's here right after she said that. It's Cap 78 Pack. Peggy Dancer, another one of our Ultra Mods. She says, hello, Aaron. Hello, Ice 123, Kathy. I'll be here. Awesome. And then I said, hi, Kathy. Okay. Because my keyboard wasn't working, but then all of a sudden my keyboard is working. I'm telling you, it worked all weekend long. And I was getting ready. I was rushing to get the show started. And it was working. And then all of a sudden it stopped working. It's like that takes longer then. See, I can't really, there's always something like that. Time anomalies, we'll call them. All right. It's not my fault. It's the clock. It's that darn clock. Who invented that anyway? My goodness. We don't need it. We don't need that clock. And then look who's here. Why, it's Valeronian, one of our longtime friends. Greetings, fellow truth questers, he says. And then I better go over here and say, oh, I guess I got to move that in order to say that. Oh, it's way down there. What's all that? Oh, what is going on? I don't understand what that. The screen is really weirded out. I don't know what is happening. Valoronian. And I got exclamation points. I didn't have exclamation points at the very beginning, but now I got it. So we'll see how long it lasts. We'll use it until we can't. And there you go. And then Kathy says, hi, Aaron, over there on YouTube. And then I said, hi, Kathy, over there on YouTube. And then Cap78 Pack says, hey there, Valoronian. A wavy hand and a little heart. Look at that. And Valoronian says, hi, Catherine. Hi, Peggy. Hello, Aaron. Oh, he says hello, not hi. Oops. And then Kathy puts this out. Please like and share this video with your friends, family, and social media because it helps the algorithm and the algo beat and all those other algo things that we can't even keep track of because there's always new. It's kind of like the LGBTQRSTUVW ++- question mark people. It keeps going. There's more algos. Every time you turn around, they're trying, hey, do you want to try this algo? We'll help you optimize it. Oh, you're going to help me optimize my algo? Oh, what the heck does that mean? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. So thanks, Kathy, for putting that out there. And Kathy says, hi, Aaron. Oh, she's on the portrait channel now. I did not get a chance to get over there. I was so rushed. And then Peggy Dancer says, hi, Aaron. Hi, Catherine Weiss. Over there on YouTube. She looks like she got on YouTube today. And then Catherine Weiss says, hi, Valoronian, from over there on YouTube. And then Peggy Dancer, well, she's over on the portrait channel too. She says, hello, Aaron. Hello, Kathy. And all. Well, that's nice. You guys are doing good. Okay, here's Kathy. She says, hi, Peggy, over there on YouTube. And then Amar Nuzzle, I'm sorry, I just kidding. Oh, well, I did I miss your previous one? I don't see any previous chat, so I'm not sure what you're saying sorry for, but sorry, just kidding. All right, well, welcome to the program. Hope you enjoy it. And Cap78 Pack says, oh, you were sick. Sorry to hear that, Aaron, but glad you're on the mend. Yes, I apologize. I put a message out on Facebook and on X, and I was just out of it. I was out of it. Some kind of food-related thing, I believe, having to do probably with Culver's and their seed oil frying, perhaps. You know, I'm starting to get a little leery of fast food places because, you know, you never know what the motivation of some of those people that work there that don't know the language, perhaps. Are they there for other reasons? Makes you wonder. It just makes you wonder. Then I said, hi, Valoronian. And then Jay Bying's here. Look at that. Our friend Jay Bying. Good evening, Aaron. Glad you are feeling better. Oh, yeah, I'm feeling a lot better. Oh, but my darn trackpad's still acting up on me. Gosh. My kingdom for a mouse. Oh, I would rather have a mouse. But I have a restricted hookup. I can't even hook up a mouse. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Yeah. And Catherine Weiss says, hi, Bying. Jay Bying. And look who else is here. Why, it's 21 Feely says hi. Hi there. And Jay Byang says, hello, Catherine. And then 21, Felly says, hello. Good to see you here. Hope you enjoy the show. And who's this? Why, it's Justin Lim. Justin Lim. Why? Oh, you're sorry for me. Oh, because I was sick? Or because I'm better? I'm not sure. Well, thank you. I hope you enjoy the show. We've got some interesting things to look at, some new stuff, some internet classics, you might say. And then Lil Dill 3700 says, hello, you seem so wholesome, my boy. Wholesome. Well, you know what? I grew up a long time ago, and the world was just a different place. We'd go out and play all day, and when the streetlights came on, that was when we knew it was time to come home. Or if we heard our mom yell, it's lunchtime. Or other than that, we're out making tree forts. We're swimming from shore to a little island that has no other way off of it other than to swim back. With no one helping you, just all by yourself. That's what I did once. But yeah, and I was a paper boy, and I had a lot of enthusiasm for my work ethic, and I wanted to be paper boy of the year. I had a lot of ethics, and I just think that the world has lost that. So hope to bring some of that back in the form of this program. Yeah, what all do we do? Where? Here. Well, you're chatting, and thank you for that. We're just going to take a look at some items as soon as we're done here in Chatlandia, saying hi to everybody here. Okay. And a new bro, you got like Jim Carrey vibes. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Oh, yeah. You never know, right? Oh, look who's here. Thanks, Lil Dill. It's Terry Hopper. Terry Hopper is a referee, so if any fights break out, he's going to step right in. Terry Hopper is a great guy, and I think he's professional hopper. He gives the bunnies a run for their money. There you go. And he says, hi, Truth Quest, Aaron Moriarty. I'm going to use your time machine to see if it still works. Give me a minute or two. I'll be back, hopefully. Yes, the time machine. I kind of lost my time machine. I need to clean up the room here. But you know what? Traveling through time with a time machine is kind of like a waste of time, because the only thing we really have is the present. And if you waste all your present time in the past or in the future, you're missing out on your present time. See what I'm saying? So I could spend all day, if I could find my time machine, I could spend all day going forward in time. But what would that do? I don't know. It's kind of a time paradox. It's kind of like two doctors. It's a paradox. Kind of like two doctors. It's a paradox. See what I did there? Oh, yeah. We do a lot of that kind of shenanigans here. Alrighty, Aphrodite. Okay. I get no respect. I saw Rodney Dangerfield live. He was good. Okay. I hope the time machine works. It should. They always work. I mean, it's like I only sold 2 of them. Then I felt guilty as anything, and I stopped selling them. So, maybe I'll start up again. You never know, right? Oh, why, look who else just popped in. Why, it's Knock My Socks Off. Howdy, love Aaron and friends. No mod duty tonight. I get the whole show. Yay. All right. Good to see you here. It's Knock My Socks Off. We always like to see her here. And then that's a bar. Oh, my God. What's a bar? The time machine? Anyway, yeah. And you know, if you're new to the show, you might want to, after the show, go to my channel on Rumble and go back. Because if you go back several months, you'll see the last show I did with Andrew DiBishago, who's a good friend of mine. He, of course, was in the DARPA Project Pegasus program with 139 other school-aged children from 1968 to 1972. And they did teleportation and time travel. And his stories are just incredible. So check those out if you're interested in time travel. Oh, I see. Kind of like a pair of doctors. It's a paradox. I gotcha. Gotcha. And Kathy says, hi, Knock My Socks Off. A bar called Time Machine. Yeah, it would be good. Yeah. Then you could say, hey, I'm going to the time machine. You know, that happened here when I first lived here. I'll tell you about that. I might as well tell you now before I forget. So I moved here like 30 years ago. I'm still a newcomer around here. 30 some odd years ago. Anyway, so I'm at work. I work only with one other dude. I worked at a small toy invention firm called Funmaker, which historically was credited with the invention of the micro machines, those little teeny cars from back in the 80s. So anyway, I was working there with this guy, Mike, and he said, I'm going to go out to lunch and I got to stop at the time machine. What? Time machine? I was always, really interested in that kind of stuff. And he goes, yeah, like it was nothing. I went, what? Wisconsin has time machines? It turns out it's TYME. It's what they call their ATM machines around here, or what they used to call them. So that's that. So my hopes were dashed there, but now I have one. So, and it's not as groovy as you thought of. It's not groovy like a record, like you thought it would be. And Terry Hopper says, it took a little effort to get it to turn over, but yeah, your time machine still works. Good. That's awesome to hear. Yeah. Just like the Invisimask that I teleported onto everyone's face still works. You never need a mask, folks. You got the Invisimask. And then Terry and Cap 78 Pack Peggy Dances says, hello, Terry Hopper, Jay Buying, Knock My Socks Off. Thank you so much for saying that. I'm going to now, we're going to go on over to, Knock My Socks Off says, didn't know you'd been a sicko, Aaron. Well, yeah, I was sick. You always seem like a cool dude to me. Chuckles. Yeah, seriously. Hate you were sick, but happy you're feeling better. Me too. Yes, I'm feeling a little bit better. Yeah, a lot better, actually. All right. With that, let's go over to a place we like to go to check out what's happening around the intranet. And that is a place on the far corner of the intranet that we call the land of Zuckers, because there's a Zucker born every minute. Don't you know? Or you could also call it the Book of Faces. You could call it anything you want, but there it is. And this is one of these cymatic images derived from either water or bubbles and laser beams. And I just messaged the guy who does this work. We featured his pictures on here before. And so hopefully he'll be on the show and we can interview him and find out more about these beautiful images that he's creating with just sound waves and laser beams and bubbles and water. Incredible. bubble portals, maybe. Who knows? Who knows what's happening? But light and sound, that you can create anything with light and sound. So we'll see. We'll see. So there it is, episode 765. Can you believe it? Oh, Cat Turd's just like me. He's enjoying the heck out of the most entertaining and funny president ever, Cat Turd. I'm enjoying the SHIT out of the the Trump presidency. I'm having a blast. There's no way in HE double toothpicks I'm going to let these pathetic doomer grifters suck the fun out of me for the next 2.5 years. That's right. Their negative feedback loop is for low IQ suckers, easily manipulated losers, and gullible washout failures. That's really well said. Enjoy your misery. I'm having the time of my life under the greatest president in U.S. history and the funniest. And man, you just think about Butler and how close we came to losing him. And if that tragically would have happened, we would never known all of the great things he was going to do, even in the first year and a half. Oh my God. It's just been a roller coaster of fantastic fun. Oh yeah. Fantastic fun, baby. Don't you know? And what's this? Oh, look at this. Trump. Breaking Trump speaking with Fox News. Trey Yingst threatens that Iran will be blown off the face of the earth if the Islamic Republic attacks U.S. ships guiding vessels through the Strait of Hormuz. George Nassif put that out. He's a very interesting guy. He's posted lots of stuff on Hillary Clinton emails, and he's got so much stuff all archived. He's a patriot. So look at that. How do you like that? Oh, here's you want to make a fashion statement. Oh my goodness. You jump in that time machine, go back to the beautiful 70s, and you could get one of these. Oh, just think how groovy you'll look. Groovy, groovy, groovy like a record, baby. Oh yeah. You'll be there, or you'll be square. Bolero styling with rows of covered buttons in front legs, and in front legs that have big flare from 18 inches at thigh to 26 inches at the bottom. Oh, yeah. And, as a kid who grew up in the 60s and 70s, and I had bell bottoms, let me tell you something. You better have some rubber bands around those bell bottoms when you're riding your bike, or they're going to go right into your chain, and your sprocket's going to poke a bunch of holes in them. So don't do that. But look at that. Would you wear that? I don't know. Kind of keep your it would raise the muffin top up to a little higher. Really? Would it? Yeah. Kind of like a corset for men. Look at that. It's pretty funny. Knock My Socks F says, I don't remember those men's high waisters. Not like that anyway. Me either. Oh, maybe it's AI. Maybe AI is trying to trick us into thinking we had a more interesting past. Maybe not. Oh, this parasite hijacks your brain and personality. It causes schizophrenia. That's why they call them the crazy cat ladies. Cats aren't the only way you can catch them, but it's the main way. And they've known this since the 1800s. So why are cats still allowed to be domesticated? It's beyond me. They're intracellular worms. There's no way to get rid of them.
Happy nation, living in a happy nation. While the people understand and dream of perfect situation.
The #1 parasite responsible for mental illness worldwide linked to schizophrenia, anxiety, depression, OCD, suicidal thoughts, aggression, and risk-taking. It's called Toxoplasma gondii, and it's a brain parasite. It's found in contaminated water, undercooked meat, and cat poop. It's known as the parasite that hijacks your brain. This study in biological psychology linked toxo to increased risk-taking and poor impulse control. Here's another study that showed increased infection in patients with schizophrenia and suicidal ideation. And did you know that in mice, it makes them attracted to cats so that they get eaten and the parasite can finish its life cycle?
Yep.
If it's doing that to mice, what do you think it's doing to us? This parasite infects 1 in 3 people worldwide. It is common, and this is where the term the crazy cat lady comes from. A lot of people do not know they even have it. This is why I deworm myself and family regularly to prevent a parasite like this from becoming this far gone. If you want to know what we use, just comment deworm.
But, I'm not sure that parasite cleansing would work with this parasite because it goes from cell to cell. It's an intracellular worm. So your body can't get to it. It's inside a cell. Yeah, and it's pretty nasty. Pretty nasty. So I'm not sure if that works or not. Life in the Garden put this out. It's another part of the interview that this gentleman here had with Bob Lazar. Let's hear a little bit of it.
It is almost the solution to what has been keeping physics stuck for so long, which
Yeah,
is the ability to
possibly.
quantize gravity.
Right. Possibly.
That's so
Possibly.
interesting.
If in fact that's gravity.
Have you ever, we were talking about this, but gravity-like fields, and I want to give this to you because you can make sense of it more than me. And we were talking about this last time.
Oh, yeah.
This is this guy, Burkhard Heim. Have you ever heard that name?
I've heard the name, but I don't know anything about him.
So he, at the age of 19, became deaf and blind due to an explosion.
Oh.
And he was a German, and he ended up moving over to the U.S. and working for Lockheed Martin in the 50s and was renowned as just a total genius. And he had a really interesting theory of gravity, which involved, I guess, 2 gravitational fields and like some of these like subcomponents of gravity. I wrote this down because it's honestly beyond my pay grade. Gravity breaks down big and small scale. So it could be gravity A and gravity B.
Yeah.
Specifically, standard gravity, G, is the tensor summation of 3 gravitational components. GG, which big G, little g, which is scalar gravity propagated by the graviton. G
By the graviton, so he's going with gravitons.
for that.
Okay.
GGP, dark energy / matter propagated by the gravitophoton. And GQ, vacuum field, a repulsive force propagated by the quintessence particle. So in addition to the standard 4 forces, gravity, electromagnetism, strong nuclear and weak nuclear, EHT, which is extended Heim theory, which is named after him, adds 2 previously unrecognized gravitational forces, which brings us to 6 fundamental forces.
Wow.
And what I find interesting about that is there's Amy Eskridge is this anti-gravity researcher who actually died under very mysterious circumstances. And she apparently was, at the end of her life, kept talking about a 6th force. That was like
a 6th force,
6th
really?
force, yeah.
The 6th force is anti-gravity. That's what my group has a mathematical equation to physically describe. We have 6th force on lockdown.
And so I wonder about, this book, and there's these 2 guys in Germany who are very high conviction in this extended Heim.
I'd like to read it.
Well, it's yours.
Well, thanks.
Yours.
Oh, that's really interesting.
Isn't it interesting?
Yeah. I'm also on that. I think it was not gravity. I don't think it is. I don't think it's gravity.
Yeah.
It's
something else.
It's something else. Yeah.
Something else
Something
going
else,
on.
yeah.
Yeah. Because if it were gravity well that you'd normally see, it's a little black hole, little gravitational source. You'd just see everything getting sucked into it, no matter what.
Other things would have acted differently too.
Yeah, light lensing, and
yeah. So it
almost feels like
it almost has to be. It almost has to be.
It's almost like it had root access to reality itself, like it froze time.
Yeah, but if it froze time, how come the photons were still coming out of it? You see a glowing candle. It should
be dark.
Can it freeze time in some local space?
But still,
Confine it.
Still, the photons are flying out.
Yeah, I don't
Or
know.
maybe, and if you say, well, it doesn't affect photons, how come it made the black little ball? So
Where do you think? Do you have a best candidate for what it is?
no.
There is
No, that's
another-
why I think. I mean, I lean towards this is another force, and just stop calling it gravity. But
do you think it's
as
what
Barry said? The only thing we know that does this is gravity, so we're calling it a gravity generator. Okay,
and then and it's being created ostensibly due to this proton bombardment of element 115, and then
possibly
you get 116, and then you get a decay, and then
if in fact all that's occurring.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so interesting.
I mean, don't forget that in the film, we did not include the mechanical watch experiment that was also conducted in the lab. So there was the candle, the black ball, and the mechanical watch. We didn't put it in there just because we wanted to shorten the film. But there was another experiment, Bob, remember? And there was like a mechanical watch that just stopped.
Yeah.
I mean,
Whoa.
that's another indicator where Bob said,
Just like I mean, it's kind of similar to the candle. It just stopped, but I could still see it.
Yeah.
It's like it's freezing. It's time.
It's freezing movement.
Freezing movement,
but not affecting anything else. There's nothing that just freezes a movement.
No, it doesn't. But that is really, time is so weird because we
But
only
something that inhibits kinetic energy,
right?
Which would be really weird.
Well, it's so weird, especially given all of the forms of possible kinetic energy. You're talking about a watch, a mechanical watch, and a flame are very different things.
Yeah.
So that's so strange. While you were there, did you tell anybody what you were working on? You know, your wife at the time?
No,
anybody?
Gene Huff.
You told Gene Huff?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I told John Lear too. Yeah.
And you even brought them to
to see the test. Yeah,
to
because
see
I
the
had
test.
the test flight schedule.
Yep.
So I know it's on Wednesday night. Yeah, we're going out there and you guys are going to see it.
This is John Lear, and today is March 22nd, 1989. We're standing just about 8 miles due east of Groom Lake, Nevada, the super government secret test site. And just a few minutes ago, we saw one of the government extraterrestrial UFOs fly over there. We all watched it for about 7 or 8 minutes. Right here, I have my Celestron scope. It's 8 inches, and I had it focused in for about 15 seconds and saw for myself that, in fact, it was a disc.
There isn't much to see with the camera back at that day.
And that was while you were working at S4. You showed them that, or was it afterwards?
That was, boy, that's a tough question. That was while I was working there.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you saw the UFO with Gene Huff and John Lear, and you kind of, took them, what was it, to the little mesa? Was it a mesa? Or?
No.
It was right outside. It was, before you.
Anyway, that's enough of that, but that's interesting. I really like that. Oh, eyewitness Carol Foster recounts UFO encounter on Geraldo Rivera in 1988. Let's take a look at this.
Say you have actually seen a UFO. Tell me, Carol, what did you see?
Okay, this was 13 years ago, March 2nd, 1975. I was 8 months pregnant. I had my 3 small children, 4, 5, and 8. In a car, I was leaving my parents' home. My husband wasn't with me. He was snowmobiling with friends, which I couldn't do at that time. As I came out of the driveway from my parents' home, I noticed to the west there was a bright star, lower than a star usually is, but we watched it. I drove 12 miles home, and no matter which direction I went, the star was positioned in my driver's window, lower than a star. When I turned straight west to take the last 3 miles home, it seemed to be coming lower. At that point, it was straight in front of me. It no longer was in the driver's window.
Was it still just a bright star? Or could you
It was still a bright star, but it seemed to be descending. But I thought maybe it was an optical illusion at the time. We went over this little knoll, and the children started screaming that they thought the star was coming down out of the sky. And I almost stopped at the first farmer's driveway, and I thought, no, what am I going to tell him? There's a star coming down out of the sky. I thought I'd just keep going. So I kept going on down the road. Roger's mother lives in a farm home to the left. I almost stopped there again, but I didn't. We could tell that it was getting lower. I passed that driveway. A little ways up the road, there was a road to the right. Then there was a long stretch of nothing, no farm homes, nothing. Just as I passed that road, this ship came down like a shot, just like a shot. All of a sudden, there it was in front of me. It was the level of the windshield. I saw the landing gear. It wasn't like an airplane's landing gear. It was flat.
We have a sketch of what it was.
Yes.
Sure.
There was windows across the entire center of this ship or whatever it was. It looked like something really out of a comic book, like two cereal bowls together. Of course, I only looked at it for a couple seconds because I was terrified. My 3 children were just screaming. I didn't hear any sound from the ship, but I don't think I would have anyway. They were screaming. And somehow, automatically, I shifted the car into reverse and threw open my door because it was dark, and I knew that I wouldn't be able to see to back up, headed for Roger's mother's driveway and some help. Then my oldest daughter, who was 8, started screaming that it was coming at us. I glanced back, and it was darting toward us, just small darts. So I laid on my horn while I was driving backwards. Then I asked Mary about it afterwards because I could tell I was getting light and dark all at the same time. She said...
Mary, your child?
She's the daughter, 8. She said it seemed then like it was one huge light bulb, and it kept flashing on and off.
Roger, how'd you get involved?
Well, when Carol got into the driveway at my mother's house, we seen this car drive in, and all at once the door flew open, and in come 3 little kids, and it wasn't long Carol come in, and these children were really frightened. I mean, they're small kids, and their eyes were just bugged out, and they were really scared.
Did you just see the children and Carol, or did you see the ship itself?
No, I seen just the children and Carol. And then at that time, then we finally talked the children into leaving again with their mother. And first before that, I took my 2 children and went out to see if I could see this thing and drove my car up the road a little ways. And I didn't see anything at that point then. Came back, and so Levin got Carol's children to go with her again, and then she started out again and got about to this same point in the road again, and back she come again. And in the house they come flying again. And these children had never been at this house or anything, but they wasn't staying in the car anymore. They were frightened. And then there was no way they was going to go back out with their mother and go. And so finally we talked to them, and I said if I went with my car ahead of them, would they go with their mother and go?
What happened?
So then we got them to go. I went out ahead of them, and as I drove out the driveway and got to this point in the road again where it came down in front of her, I looked up in the sky and saw this bright light up like a bright star again, like she explained it.
Is it similar to what Carol described?
Yes, right. Only I didn't see the shape of it, just this bright star part of it.
You say you have actually...
There you go. Thanks, Geraldo, back when you were doing real journalism. Look what Trump posted. USA versus Iran. Number 1, U.S. Navy 100% operational. Iran, Navy destroyed. Oh, Air Force 100% operational for the USA. Iran, Air Force destroyed. Wah, 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 wah. And the missile defense 100% operational for USA. What about for Iran? Wah, wah, wah. Air defense destroyed. Wah, wah, wah. And their leaders dead. Yeah, I think that the USA is definitely the winner. I don't think that you could call it any other way. George Nassif agrees. That's the scorecard right there. Look at this. Not only is he making America healthy again, he's also saving birds. Look at this. Starling rescue at Dulles. Oh, maybe they're going to do experiments like a mind control experiment on him or something. He's always catching birds, and he's like snakes, and he's like a friend to the animal. Be a friend to the animals every time you see one. For if you want a friend, you have to be one. Oh yeah, be a friend to the animals. And here's Dr. Roger Greer, not Stephen Greer. This is a different person, different family altogether. And he's now passed away, but he was a podiatrist, and he got famous for removing alien implants or alleged alien implants from people's bodies, hands and feet, and different parts of their bodies. He was the first one to do it, and I think that maybe is why he didn't live any longer than he did, because people don't like this stuff coming out, right? That's right. Oh, only the king of trolling, President Trump, would have Revolutionary War soldiers waiting for King Charles. It is kind of funny. Oh, yeah. Yep. Yeah. And here's another case that's one that makes you believe. Travis Walton, a logger whose reported alien abduction case inspired the horror film or Fire in the Sky. He was not very happy about how they depicted that whole thing, because it wasn't exactly how it was, but it got the word out there, and here it is. Waiting in line to get into the drive-in theater in the 70s. And I said, yeah, we still have one up here in Door County, Wisconsin, in Fish Creek. Yeah, the, what's it called? The Starlight or something like that. Drive-in. A great little drive-in. They use real butter. They got a real butter melter. They melt real butter for the popcorn. It's not that fake. It's not that 10W30 that they put on normally. Not so long ago. Thanks for putting that out. So look, Mary House, Kathy Kehoe, and a bunch of other people. And look what Jeffrey Wolfgang Parnell says, waiting with two guys in the trunk. Yeah. Yeah. One time I had two girls in the trunk. I asked this one girl out on a date, and she said she'd only go if she could bring her friend with. I said, okay, but you got to go in the trunk. And so, yeah, that was good. Not good for them. Well, they got out. But then the other girl, her boyfriend was there, and he started throwing ice at my car. So it's like, don't. It didn't really. Yeah. Anyway, drive-ins are fun. Now, the drive-in I used to go to, and here's this guy that I was talking about, Sean Pekarzik. Water cymatics is my religion. Its book is water, and the world is written upon a dynamic monad, an analog of creation, a real-time professor of light. Yes. So that's why I want to have him on the show, because look at these things. They're just beautiful, aren't they? Unbelievable. So it'd be cool to talk to the guy and see exactly, how are you doing this? And all this other stuff. The drive-in. The Navarre drive-in was a drive-in that we had in Navarre, Minnesota, which is near Mound, Minnesota, which is where I grew up. And Navarre was Navarre from Mound. And there was a party house kind of back away from the main road next to the drive-in. And so you could go to this party house where they had parties, and you could watch the movie from there. You couldn't hear it, but you could watch the movie. So you could sneak in from there too, actually. So a lot of people did that. Yeah, there you go. Just beautiful stuff. Look at that. Oh, look at the Quality Leering Center yearbook. Teachers, Tim Walls, Jasmine Crockett, Alexandria Cortez valedictorian. Wow, she really did good there. And Ilhan Omar, class clown. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there it is. Here's the Dickerson UFO footage. This is quite good, actually, from 1998. And, you know, I don't know why none of these people ever owned, they never owned a tripod. And it's just shaky cam all the way. But take a look at this picture here. That's a pretty good image of what was captured by Dickinson over there in 1998. Here it is.
Captured on videotape.
Got it. Got it. Yeah, I think it's coming this way. Yeah. Yeah, I can see it. Is it? It is. It's amazing.
Oops. Sorry about that.
Is it? It is. It's amazing.
Pretty amazing.
The actual UFO, from the time it was first seen by Rod Dickinson, who did the filming, it lasted approximately 12 minutes. So it was quite a long period of time for a daylight sighting to occur.
Yeah, and it can't be a hubcap. You cannot throw a hubcap and have it stay in the air for 12 minutes. And it's not a balloon. It doesn't, you know, it wouldn't be in that spot that long. So yeah, very interesting. Interdasting, you might even say. Before the age of drones. Oh, look, it's rose thistle art.
That you saw originally was spotted approximately about 200 yards to the left of the aerial mast, and I suppose it was probably at about 500 feet up. It was very low in the sky.
And this is a radio communications
This is
tower?
radio communications. They've got 3 military masts on there, and it sends out, one is a navigational signal, which is used for aircraft. The other 2 aerials are near the top. We're not quite sure, but there is a pulsed frequency that comes from there.
We took this tape to be analyzed by Lucasfilm's Special Effects Division, Industrial Light and Magic, in San Rafael, California. Here we met with Bill George, an Academy Award-winning visual effects supervisor. Over the last 20 years, his special effects have been featured in films like Star Wars, The Phantom Menace.
The optical zoom certainly would.
He analyzed this footage to determine its authenticity.
But there are several things that I see when the footage is running that tells me this was actually there when this was filmed. First of all, it's the shake. Okay. The shake. If you were to give me a background plate of just the sky and say, we want you to take this image of a flying saucer and match it in, that's something that's technically very difficult to do, because you would have to match, putting the 2 elements together, you would have to match the shake. Now, certainly we have computers that can track that, but this is all over the map. A couple other cues that tell me that this is actually there when it was being filmed was that it's going in and out of focus with the background, because the camera is trying to compensate and trying to focus. It probably have some sort of autofocus. So the background is going in and out of focus along with the object. There are these dark things flying through frame, and if someone was to have to put that in there, they would have to composite it in behind the birds. It would be a technical problem.
Bill George couldn't say it was a real UFO, but he could confirm for us that the object was not added in later.
Given those clues, I'm convinced that this object was there when this person was taping.
Yes. Oh, and I see that Rose Thistle Art had a question. And Rose Thistle Art said, Aaron, what did your dad say about your UFO experience? I don't think my dad said anything about it. I don't think that he believed any of that stuff. But I can't say for sure. He didn't. I don't remember him saying anything about it. Yeah, I don't know. Can't ask him now. But I don't think I might not want to know what his what his opinion was about it. I don't know. Not sure. But that's the Dickinson footage from 1998. And it's 2 years after I saw that UFO I saw. And here is a very, very sad story. Scientists had a name for what he was doing. They called it tickling the dragon's tail. On May 21st, 1946, Louis Slotin's screwdriver slipped, and what he did next in the following 9 seconds saved 7 lives and cost him his own. He was the one person that kind of built our first nuclear bombs, I guess. And he was willing to do the work other people weren't willing to do. And he was doing a demonstration where you hold a screwdriver, a flathead screwdriver between the 2 hemispheres, and you allow it to sort of start interacting, but then you force them away. But the screwdriver fell and they clammed together, and he grabbed it with his hands and pulled them apart. And he got like a deadly dose of radiation, and in 9 days he passed away. But in those 9 days, he worked with the other doctors there and described where every one of the other 7 people were sitting and how much radiation they may have gotten from this brief. He got most of it. He put his body in front of it to save these other people. But so we lost a very smart guy. And very sad thing. Oh, this fisherman from Turkey was completely devastated this year. Let's look at this story. This is good. From that Good News Girl.
This fisherman from Turkey was completely devastated this year when the stork that he befriended over a decade ago didn't show up after his annual 2,500-mile journey. Adem says he spent a week in sorrow waiting for his feathered friend, worried that something had happened to him since they parted ways last August. But just as he was losing hope, he looked out over the water and there was Yaren soaring in fashionably late, returning for the 14th year in a row to be Adem's fishing buddy. Their friendship began in 2011 when the hungry stork landed on Adem's boat looking for a snack. Adem gave him a fish and an unbreakable bond was formed. Now, each morning, Yaren swoops down to perch on the boat, where his name is proudly painted below his favorite spot. He keeps Adem company throughout each day on the water. Yaren stays in town March through August of every year, and these days he even brings his girlfriend along, and they take any extra fish back to their nest for their growing family. The friendship has transformed Adem's small village, where a statue honoring the duo now stands in the town square, and Yaren artwork decorates the streets. After Yaren flies back to Africa in August, Adem will be right there next spring, waiting patiently for his best friend to come home again. I'm Jen, and I post something positive every day. This fisherman from Turkey was
She does post something positive every day, and that's great. I'm glad people are posting positive things, because that's what we need, more positivity. In fact, Prince even did a song called Positivity. Did you get your plus sign today? Positivity. It's a great thing. Let's see. Leftist violence is an inevitable byproduct of profound intellectual inferiority. Progressivism is entirely devoid of coherent policy or historic success. They rely exclusively on brute force and mob terror to enforce ideological compliance. The modern Democrat operates under a purely Marxist framework, where political opposition is immediately branded as an existential threat. Get him out of here. He's one of them now. Once you label your opponent a fascist, you grant yourself the moral permission to become the executioner. They burn cities because they lack the cognitive capacity to build them. Yes. If you can't build something, you destroy something. That's what all DEI people do, I guess. Oh, remember when the Bank of Canada had to beg Star Trek fans to stop Spocking fives? Spock those fives. He looks much better as Spock, don't you think? I think the top one's the best. He even put the hand in there. the ear doesn't quite go up high enough. This one, the ear is kind of slanted too much. But he's got the eyebrows. This guy right here, true artist, I'd say. Top guy. From Wholesome Memes, imagine that. Nice wholesome meme from Truth Quest here. Here's something not so wholesome from the Benny Show. 0 Hour 1. Another leftist arrested for planning to kill President Trump. This one was running for Senate. Not too bright. Not the brightest bulb in the bunch, is he? No, not too bright. And he's a loser. He's a loser. Retired people should be completely tax exempt. Oh, I agree. They have already paid their dues and taxes on their dues too. We not only paid our dues, we pay the taxes on those dues. And the taxes on the dues for the do's and the don'ts. There you go. Susan Andersick Lazier. Thank you, Susan. And let's all go. Let's get into the old spaceship here, the Truth Quest spaceship, and let's cruise on over to the Cat's Eye Nebula, a popular place we always like to go. Strap yourself in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Whoa, we're far out there now. Here we come. Coming into focus. Look at that. Wasn't that fun, kids? Alrighty, Aphrodite. Oh, we've played this commercial before, but it's a really good commercial. I really wish American Motors was still around because they made delightful commercials and interesting cars. Here's the Gremlin, the debut of the Gremlin. I owned a Gremlin. My Gremmy, I called it. Mine was black with a lightning bolt down the side. But here it is, the introduction of the Gremlin.
American Motors introduces the Gremlin.
Hey, George! What is that? The Gremlin! Oh, move over! What are you doing? Oh, wait a minute, boy! Mind if I drive it?
It's smaller than any other car made in America, which makes it easier to park and handle.
Hey! Wow, what's that? It's a Gremlin! Yeah, give it a try. Give it a try.
The Gremlin is priced with the imports, and it gets better gas mileage than any other car made in America.
Hey, guys, wait a minute! Hey, wait a minute! Hey! What is this? It's a Gremlin!
And it just could be more fun to drive than any other car made in America.
This will be money!
American Motors.
Now, if they were still making ads like this, I might even get television again. But no, I won't. I hate television. It's Television. There it is. The Gremlin. A kooky looking car, but it was a fun car to drive. Mine had a big engine in it, and boy, it could squeal the tires. This is what chaos looks like. America's Voice News.
And right on cue, the illegal alien Palestinian activist organizers start showing up. And they're clearly friends with these a-holes.
And then had a cameraman zooming in and literally doxing the location and giving up the location of the officers.
And it's the same guy organizing the protest in downtown Chicago who was calling on the activists to attack the ICE officers. You can't say it enough. These are the enemies within who are working with local media to undermine ICE's ability to remove criminal illegal aliens from our communities. They need to be prosecuted along with the traitors like Mayor Johnson. And minutes later, more activists started showing up. And all of this to protect a criminal illegal alien living in their neighborhood. It's no surprise that one of WGN's producers got arrested for attacking ICE. Later, the same activists organize an emergency, non-permitted protest in downtown Chicago. Oh, would you look at that? Surprise, surprise.
Called me an agitator. What are they doing if not agitating?
We find the same idiotic, anti-American, pro-jihadist, pro-illegal ICE doxing activist leading the protest. And the city simply allows them to block streets, interrupt people's rush hour commutes, and create chaos while calling for more attacks against ICE.
Yeah, it's a mess, folks, but we're cleaning it up. Trump is showing us the way, and X22 report says Japan just received 900,000 barrels of American crude oil. What's a lot of barrels? Shipped all the way from Texas through the Panama Canal. Trump pushed China out of Panama, removed Maduro from Venezuela, blocked Iran's exports. The entire world is now buying oil from the United States. Why? Almost like it was planned, like the Q drops were planned. Amazing. Amazing. Oh, according to the Japan Times, approximately 910,000 barrels of oil was delivered via the Panama Canal from Texas. Oh, even more. You like that? And look at this. Have you seen this? This is from Shao Shanu. I can't remember this guy's name. I'm sure Valeronian will know, but he noticed that there's the inner side shell of these certain type of beetles that are anti-gravity. He glued them to the bottom of this board like this, and you could levitate and you could control it by some kind of baffling system. Very baffling to me. But yeah, no real moving parts except the levers and stuff to kind of control the directional. No motor, no fuel, just the glued on inner wings of, or inner shell. They have these like cone shaped vortexes, or that acts as kind of a vortex that is anti-gravity just by the shape of it microscopically. Isn't that amazing? That's why these heavy beetles they put their wings out. Their wings are very small, but they got this anti-gravity effect that helps them fly. Apparently, that's what this guy did, and there's footage of him flying on it. And so what he did is he went around and did this like computer drawing of create by warp 3D, it looks like, what it actually looked like. The researcher never revealed what exact type of beetle it was, because he didn't want that beetle to go extinct from people hunting them down. So, yeah. How do you like that? Isn't that something? Oh, and this came up in my memories. We missed Carmel 7 years ago. I want to thank Garth Brooks for having a concert in Minnesota that my daughter, Alicia Ann Moriarity, is going to with her boyfriend and another couple, because now I get time with Carmel. And we do certainly miss Carmel. Let's see if this is going to play.
How's it going, Carmel? Good girl. Oh,
She misses Alicia.
nice sweater, buddy boy. Yeah. Good girl. Yeah, she'll be back. She'll be back. Alicia will be back. She'll be back. Good girl.
Isn't she cute?
How's it going, Carmel? Good girl.
She's a great dog. She was a great dog. And here you can see one of the super cubes. She loved throwing them and catching them and chasing them. Great little dog. Great little dog. And JJ. Hey, hello, JJ. RSVL. Aw, Truth Quest, Aaron Moriarty, Carmel, and a prayer. Thanks. Knock my socks off says sweet. Isn't that sweet? Carmel was a great dog. you know, every year, you know, I was a single parent, 50-50 custody. And every year, I'd ask my son and my daughter what they want for Christmas, birthday. My daughter would always say, I want a puppy. But we lived in a place that did not allow puppies. But then the ownership changed of the place, and they did allow dogs. And so we got her one. And it was a really good choice and a great, great dog. She was an Oz Blorky. That's an Australian Shepherd, Blue Heeler, and a Yorkie mix. And that's probably the best mix if you can find it out there in the wilds. Here's another Bob Lazar footage. And he talks about, so Luigi Venatelli, I'm also asked him if he wanted to come on the show. Hopefully he will. So watch his movie. For Amazon Pride even has it, so for rent or purchase. So check this out.
Because no matter how many times you tell a story, you can tell a story to 100 people, even a detailed explanation of what you're trying to get across, and you will still come out with 40 or 50 different, images in their mind or versions of it. I thought it'd be great to actually make every single thing I said visible, like you were just a fly on my shoulder walking around through S4 and explain everything. And wow, he did it.
Did a great job. Absolutely amazing.
Because no matter how...
It's amazing what they can do with confusers these days, isn't it? It just blows my mind. Here's Anna Paulina Luna, probably one of the best people over there in Congress. It got nasty. They called me a damn liar. They shouldn't do that.
Good evening, Mr. Speaker. I rise to support this amendment. As you know, I never thought I'd have to be debating liability protections for pesticide companies, yet here I am today. And I'd like to share some stats with you. A major study found that pesticide mixtures increased childhood leukemia by 23%, brain cancer by 36%, and overall childhood cancer by 30%. We find that a majority of Americans specifically that do rely on SNAP and EBT are being fed massively processed foods that are increasing their cancer risks, not to mention, as a whole, I think that this is something that we should all get behind and that we do not want to ever provide or be on the side of cancer causing anything. Research shows that maternal exposures to pesticides at home or at work is linked to a higher risk of leukemia in children. These chemicals are known to cross the placenta and impact fetal development. In addition to that, a review of over 174 studies from 2013 to 2023 found constant and consistent links between pesticides exposures and leukemia, brain cancers, rare childhood cancers. Off record, I had a conversation in the cloakroom from a young member of Congress who was just elected in Georgia, who said that he suffered from thyroid cancer and it was known, or that he thought it was due to an environmental factor. The point is that this should not be partisan. It's about the American people and protecting them. Now, I understand that this place can get pretty heated sometimes, but I was also called a damn liar for defending my position, which is far from the truth. The fact is that I'm not getting paid special interest money. I'm trying to fight for my district and I think for the well-being of a majority of Americans. The fact is that there's far too much special money and interest going into policies like these. And so while people claim that they're in opposition, if you pull FEC reportings and reports of which we do have screenshots of all of that, it says quite the otherwise. I would like to, ma'am, if you'd like to speak, yield as much time as you would like to speak in support of this. Good evening, Mr.
There
Speaker.
it is. Oops. Oops. There we go. Trump has receipts and he's locked and loaded. Ukraine was laundering money. I think we all kind of know about all this. They didn't just steal 2020. They tried to buy 2024 with our own money. Yeah, from Ukraine. Yeah, he keeps uncovering stuff. And if you read the Q drops, he's listed there. Democrats are evil. Well, what's this? America First Legal. AFL has uncovered new documents revealing that Cook County, Illinois, released hundreds of criminal illegal aliens into American streets in 2025. Look at this. Released. Look, if the individual was transferred to which governmental agency, custody were they transferred? Or if the individual was released, which governmental agency, if any? And they didn't answer any of it. Not available. Yeah, right. They're clearly compromised and anti-American. Terrible. And this is true from Ted Nugent. We all like Ted Nugent, the Motor City Madman. President Trump didn't give a eulogy at the former Klan member's funeral. That was Joe Biden. President Trump didn't sleep with a Chinese spy. That was Eric Swalwell. President Trump didn't spy on an incoming president. That was Obama. President Trump didn't have classified information on his private server. That was Hillary Rotten Clinton. President Trump didn't make a fortune through the stock trading. That was the Pelosi's. President Trump is probably the cleanest president in the history of the country. I agree. This man is a saint fighting his way through a den of vipers. Nasty vipers, you might even say. The only scandals he is ever involved in are the ones that are completely manufactured by the left and the mainstream, lamestream media. Thanks, Ted Nugent. And here's another one of these this guy, Sean Pekarzak, images. He 3D'd this one. Isn't this just lovely? Wouldn't you like to have something like that on your ceiling or something? Wow, that's pretty cool. You know, my first girlfriend, her name was Debbie Madonna, and her father was Thomas Madonna, and he had an invention called the Madonna Dome. It was a dome that you cut a circle out over your dining room table, and you put this half circle fiberglass half sphere, and then you could paint the inside, put gold cherubs or whatever you want in there to decorate it. But this would be cool if you could 3D it, have it up there. That'd be pretty cool. Thanks, Sean. Hope you come on the show one of these days. Let me know on Facebook. They were all shot by Democrats. Never forget this. The Democrat Party has always been dangerous. They even shoot their own. Look at that. They don't discriminate. Trump's nephew put this out. Democrats are crying about black people's voting rights and power being taken away. Just a few months after telling people not to vote for a black woman for Virginia's governor. Do I have that correct? Yeah. Don't vote for her. And then they cry about black people losing seats. They're people, okay? We're all people. One planet, one people, baby. And here it is, Daily Wire. I'm also done with the likes of AOC, Al Gore, John Kerry, and the rest of the lying cabal that make stupid climate predictions. Yes, stupid climate predictions. And let me see. I'm just going to skim here. Oh, yeah. I have never seen an alcohol company using a drunk person for any advertising. Are they ashamed of their customers? They must be. The only reason I can think of. Trump put this out. Low IQ Democrat minority leader Hakeem Jeffries is nothing but a thug, and he is a danger to our country. President Donald J. Trump. Oh, yeah. Dan Bongino. And here's a sad comic page here. Possible future if we don't watch our P's and Q's. Here's a bunch of Muslims. The kids are asking, what happened to them, Mom? You know, the wholesome, good Americans. We came and outnumbered them. They were too scared to be called racists, and we just took over. You tried, but you didn't do it. You tried, but you didn't do it. Can't do it. Not gonna let you. Not gonna let you. Yeah. Lots of good stuff. And here's where I was sick. So we're going to go ahead and call it right there and go over to another place we like to go over to. X, formerly Twitter. the heck? What the heck? Okay, I'm on the wrong thing here. Wait a minute. Oh gosh. I hate that. Let's see. And JJRSVL says, haha, I like when at Truth Quest Aaron Moriarty hocked a loogie for penny store Obama, right? Not the dollar store, but the penny store. That's pretty good. I like that. Yeah, that is. All righty, Aphrodite. Well, here we go. We're going to go over to X. Why? Because we're just downrange of strange, where the outrageous is contagious and the paranormal is the new normal. Right here on your favorite Truth Quest with Aaron Moriarty. Wholesome memes and all kinds of other stuff too. You never know. It's always a mixed bag here. A mixed bag mixed with what we just don't even know. Nobody knows. Nobody can tell. Nobody can predict it. It's unpredictable. Unpredictable. And there we are over on X, formerly Twitter. So you don't tweet things. Oh, look at this. Now, you know, the America has, the United States has the best military in the world, but other countries have some pretty impressive displays from their military. Have you ever seen our military do this? This is pretty impressive. Let's dial this back. Let's watch this. This is India. Look at this. Now that's, you know how much skill that takes to drive something like that with all those soldiers up there? Look at this. Oh! Well, it was good for a while there. It was good for a while. Oh, Papa Wolf put this out. They should put Prince on the $20 bill and call it 1999. The bill formerly known as a 20. I got to say, I like that. But you kept, what's his name's hair. That's pretty funny. Yeah. Look at this. The Prince symbol right there. Don't you love it? That'd be kind of cool. You have to have Prince with his real hair, though. Shots were fired. You hear this? White House on lockdown after reports of shots fired nearby as President Trump takes the stage and is safe. He's safe. Isn't that ridiculous? And I think Rudy's out. He's doing well. He had double pneumonia apparently, and everyone was praying for him, and apparently it worked. Oh, and look, Nancy Mace, another star over there in the Congress. The results of my subpoena of Congress's sexual harassment slush fund are in. 9 members, 1,000 pages. Look at that. All records prior to 2004 were destroyed. Oh, really? Gee, I wonder why. Which tells you everything you need to know about how long this has been buried. Wow. Thanks, Nancy Mace. I still think she should market a mace spray, the Nancy Mace spray. Wouldn't that be cool? That'd be kind of cool. Be right on brand for her, too. Apparently, they've released the names now. At this point, they hadn't, but they have since. Oh, look at this. Asiana Flight 214. This is from a while ago, but you got to keep playing this whenever it comes up. Let's hear it. Actual broadcast.
The 4 pilots who were on board the flight, they are Captain Sum Ting Wong, Wee Tu Lo, Ho Li Fook, and Bang Ding Ao. The NTSB has confirmed these are the names of the pilots on board Flight 214 when it crashed. We are working to determine exactly what roles each of them played during the landing on Saturday.
How could she do that with a straight face? Is she not hearing what she's saying? Oh my goodness, that takes a lot of control. Maybe she just has no humor in her bones. I don't know. Captain Something Wong. We too low. Holy fook. Bang ding wow. Ow. Here is some good news. Some wholesome good news. Eric Doherty. Now El Salvadorians are boasting that President Bukele has turned his once violent country into the opposite of Europe. Instead of rampant gangs and no-go zones, the people are safe and thriving. 98% less in homicides. Look at this.
Países. Ahora se vive aquí en el centro histórico de San Salvador. Miren qué bonito realmente. Son espacios para venir en familia, con amigos o incluso para venir solo. Y miren la imponente catedral, qué hermosa. Y aquí va un trencito también, hay trenes para los niños y las familias. Hay personajes también, miren, el gorila está por aquí. Y aquí hay otros personajes, uno va caminando y aquí está bien colorido todo, la gente disfrutando. Miren, qué bonito realmente. Son espacios para...
Someday I want to learn another language. As soon as I get Pig Latin down, I'm going to go for it. Oh, and this is good. See what happened when this man, to this man after he took the chance to say all of this while on a live news. Well, I think it's a podcaster, but let's check it out. He's got some good things to say.
I'm not political, all right? I don't believe in Republican and Democrat because it's not in the Constitution. It's not in our Declaration of Independence. It's just American, one nation under God. Whatever they do as one. The trick is to give us the illusion that there is a choice, that there is a separation, to keep us fighting over these things. These things right here. To keep us not talking about the fact that we're working harder. 5 generations now. We're working harder than our great-great-great-grandparents and our grandparents did, who had no education, who sent their first generations to college. We were on our way somewhere, and then something happened in the 50s. One of the big things I think that happened is they took the Bible out of school. People don't know, a lot of you young people don't even know the Bible was curriculum. And I'm not religious once again, but the Bible gives us a strong moral code to live by. We were family. We were community. We knew our neighbors. Our children played outside, met new friends. Those new friends wanted to spend the night, and they had to ask their parents, and their parents became friends. Today, mom's in the park on fentanyl, and we think they give us this propaganda about it comes from China, it comes from here. They didn't want this stuff in this country. It wouldn't be here. This is a weapon against us. There is an attack on all of us, red, blue, conservative, liberal, it doesn't matter. The American is under attack. Our dollar is buying a lot less. We're working a lot harder for it. We're losing our constitutional rights, whether you realize it or not.
He's spot on. Spot on. Oh, Bonnie Walker put this out. 4chan warned us. I was paying attention. Took me forever to find this again. Puts a frog in a prayer there. Bonnie Walker. Looks like a good follow. And this is from Anonymous. This is from 4chan. I think it's 4chan. Yeah, that's what she says. 4chan. From an anonymous poster, September 5th, Thursday, the 5th of September, 2019. And this person writes, 9 to 10 million Americans will be killed during 2020, 2021 in some kind of major event. Don't ask me how I know this. Then he also posts on the same day after that, no, I'm operative. And after that, he says, do not accept any vaccines that will be released for a deadly virus in the winter of 2020. Good advice. How did he know? Was he privy to the information? Perhaps. And then he also posts on that same day, it will originate from a pharmaceutical company working with military ops in a West Coast state. It will be accurately planted in major cities, will cause flu-like symptoms, and may be deadly to elders and babies, but the media report It is deadly for everyone, but it's a hoax. The vaccine will be the real killer, packed with copious amounts of toxic metals. And then he also writes, I don't know any details on the actual genetics of this virus, sorry, but I know they have tested it in multiple times, but in different brand names. Interesting. Yeah. So someone gave us the head start there a year ahead of time. Matt Couch puts this out. What's the dumbest thing you did as a kid? And then nobody says, wished I was an adult, right? Hey, that's a wish that always came true. It just took a long time. Took a long time. Oh, this is funny. Okay, if there's any kids in the room there, have them leave the room, because I don't know, this is a little bit on the edge. Okay. It's still rather wholesome, but a little bit on the edge. So apologize for that, but this is just too funny. It made me laugh. The expressions on this woman's face. She's pretty cool. Pretty funny face.
So, to celebrate the fact that the masks were coming off in WA today, I decided that I was going to wear lipstick. And I read somewhere that the best shade of lipstick for a woman is the same color as their nipple. So, I took a photo of the top of my nipple, took it into Mecca, and picked a lipstick color. And all day, my patients, my reception staff, and people are complimenting me on my lip color. They're like, Alex, I love that lip shade on you, and it's taking everything that I have. Not to be like, thanks, it's the same color as my nipple. Like, everything. So, to celebrate the fact that the masks were coming off in WA today, I
It takes everything I have. Oh, a little spicy, a little bit spicy. For our show here, it's a little bit spicy. And she's got the funniest expressions. Oh, my goodness. Anyway, so that's that. Warning, London has fallen. The U.S. Embassy in London just issued an urgent warning, security alert. Major terrorist attacks are now highly likely in Britain. Well, no kidding. Maybe because you haven't deported the criminals that walked in, invited by stupid people. Yeah. London, once the jewel of Western civilization, is now conquered territory due to the mass Islamic migration. Yeah, forced by the elite that want everyone to destroy each other. So that's what they do. They do that. Holy smokes! This is Tyrone. Holy smokes! It's now coming out that Somalis buy homes in Minnesota and use them as home care. They sit empty and they collect millions. Let's listen to this gal here. In the spirit of Nick Shirley.
Here in Minnesota, a local realtor reached out to me to tell me about another way that Somalians are scamming Minnesotans out of their taxpayer dollars. In her community alone, Somalians have bought up over 455 homes. They buy these homes, claiming they're turning these homes into home health care centers. She says the way we know Somalians have bought these homes is because all of a sudden, extremely nice cars start showing up. Mercedes, BMWs, the nicest cars are parked in the driveway. And she said, by law, the state will not come out and inspect these homes and make sure these homes even have clients living in these homes. She also said, as a realtor, she cannot disclose to people wanting to buy homes in this neighborhood that Somalians have bought that home and they're using that as a home health care center. She said these homes can even take people in who've just been released from jail, and the neighborhood does not need to know about this. But she says many of these homes do not even have clients in them, but the state is writing them checks every month for the clients that the Somalians say are in these homes, and these Somalians are making millions of dollars off of these homes every year. The Somalians have figured out exactly the perfect plan as to how to scam Minnesota taxpayers out of their money. They are banking on this, making millions of dollars, and the government here in Minnesota is too lazy to go and check it out and to see if there's even clients living in these homes. The fraud in Minnesota is so deep. Let me know your thoughts on this one.
Isn't that interesting? The grift just keeps on grifting. Oh, and Johnny Binde, one of the few times someone has stood up to Hollywood, to their face. Yeah, remember this? Ricky Gervais.
Our next presenter starred in Netflix's Bird Box, a movie where people survive by acting like they don't see a thing. Sort of like working for Harvey Weinstein. You did it. I didn't. You did it. Shut the fuck up. Please welcome Sandra Bullock. A superb drama about the importance of dignity and doing the right thing, made by a company that runs sweatshops in China. So, well, you say you're woke, but the companies you work for, I mean, unbelievable. Apple, Amazon, Disney. If ISIS started a streaming service, you'd call your agent, wouldn't you? So, if you do win an award tonight, don't use it as a platform to make a political speech, right? You're in no position to lecture the public about anything. You know nothing about the real world. Most of you spent less time in school than Greta Thunberg. So, if you win, right, come up, accept your little award, thank your agent and your God, and fuck off, okay? So, it's already 3 hours long. Spoiler alert, season 2 is on the way, so in the end, he obviously didn't kill himself. Just like Jeffrey Epstein. Shut up! I know he's your friend, but I don't care. You had to make your own way here, in your own plane, didn't you? Right, but tonight isn't just about the people in front of camera. In this room are some of the most important TV and film executives in the world. People from every background, but they all have one thing in common. They're all terrified of Ronan Farrow. He's coming for you. He's coming for you. Look, talking of all you perverts, it was a big year. It was a big year for paedophile movies. Surviving R. Kelly, Leaving Neverland, 2 popes. Shut up. I don't care. It wasn't the only epic movie. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, nearly 3 hours long. Leonardo DiCaprio attended the premiere, and by the end, his date was too old for him. So,
laughing.
Many talented people of colour were snubbed in major categories. Unfortunately, there's nothing we can do about that. The Hollywood foreign press are all very, very racist. So, 5th time. So.
That was absolute gold when he did that, and I'm glad that it got shown again. The White House, the buzz.
Beads.
Bees?
Beads.
Beads?
Zzz. Buzz.
We'll see who brings in more honey.
Here it is. And closed daycare sponsoring HB1 visas. Another Nick Shirley type person here, this gal.
Is it true that you're charging $20,000 for visas?
Who are you?
My name is Sarah Gonzalez, and I just had some questions about all of the visas that you're sponsoring.
What company are you from?
Blaze Media.
Blaze Media for what?
Well, that's the company.
Yeah, what company for with my company?
So Golden She Holdings. I had some questions about all of the visas that you were sponsoring.
So your company is not government. Why I answered you?
Well, because of this form right here. This is the U.S. Department of Labor form, fact sheet 62F.
I can give you my lawyer's phone number.
No, so
you can call my lawyer.
So you must, as an H-1B employer, make the following materials available to the public within one working day.
For you.
Just so you're aware, the Department of Labor requires you to provide this to the public. You, not your attorney.
Okay. My lawyer will be contacted.
That's great. So why do you have 37 H-1Bs for daycare that's totally shut down and another one that doesn't look like it's at all active? Is it?
This is before. This stick here just closed and will be new open.
But you have new H-1Bs listed. Is it true that you're charging $20,000 for visas?
Yes, I can call somebody. I can answer me. Somebody is leave another country because there is leave another company because the declare for now we need to change the name, new painting, new everything.
Well, where are they working now?
But somebody is working now.
Well, where are they working then? Hey, is your dad a member of the CCP?
I only can tell you everything is legal. It's true.
Is it legal to charge $20,000 for people to come in here and pay to play? Is that legal?
You have the show. You're not leave. I will call the police.
Okay, well, you know what? Get us the public access files. Call the police. I'll call the police on you for scamming my system.
There you go. Look at this. Here's Donald Trump Jr. sleepover at Dad's house. It never isn't surreal to be able to witness this incredible slice of Americana. Look at this. Trump does a lot of walking. You know that? I understand. A lot of work. A lot of walking. A lot of walking. And Paintress April says, American artist says, when I realized I was wrong about Trump, I cried for a week. It was a hard pill of humility to swallow. Most people can't do that because it wasn't easy. Realizing I was wrong meant that I was cruel and evil to Trump for years. I still feel guilty that I was so stupid. Yeah, well, we all were at some point. Oh, this is a heartwarming story, terrifying, but then heartwarming. 9-year-old grabbed a biker's arm and pointed to a semi-truck leaving. His sister was in it.
Hey, look at me, breathe. You're safe with me. What's your name? They took Zoe. Don't let them go, please.
A disturbing new development has been confirmed in the shocking incident at the parking lot that afternoon. The person inside the trailer was none other than the 9-year-old boy's younger sister. According to initial information from authorities, the two siblings had gone with their family to the area near the parking lot earlier. While the adults were briefly distracted, the girl suddenly disappeared. Sensing something was wrong, the boy ran around searching and discovered the trailer preparing to leave. At that moment, he heard a faint noise coming from the trailer and immediately panicked, running to seek help. Thanks to the boy's persistence in holding the hand of a passerby and repeatedly pointing towards the suspicious vehicle, authorities were able to stop the truck just minutes after it left the lot. When the trailer door was opened, the scene inside left everyone speechless. The little girl was trapped among the cargo, in a state of panic but still conscious. Medical personnel quickly arrived to check on the victim's health. Fortunately, she was not seriously injured, but suffered severe psychological shock. Meanwhile, the driver of the vehicle was detained for questioning, suspected of involvement in kidnapping or serious negligence. The moment the two siblings were reunited at the scene brought many witnesses to tears. Witnesses said the boy hugged his sister tightly, sobbing uncontrollably after confirming her safety. Local authorities assessed this as an extremely dangerous situation, and the boy's quick thinking and courage played a decisive role in saving his sister's life. The incident is still under investigation to determine the full cause and responsibility of those involved.
So they're saying that because, maybe she just snuck into this truck or trailer or something. No, because she wouldn't be crying. The guy would hear her crying and stop the thing and get her out of the thing. Yeah, she was abducted. You can tell by the urgency of this young boy. So that's really, really good. That was shared by Katie_K1. Yeah, 9-year-old Marcus. Thanks, Marcus. So this is hilarious. Watch this news.
58 right now in the Twin Cities. It's a comfortable Tuesday night. 46 in Hinckley, 57 in Marshall, 50 is the current temperature right now in Winona. Ooh, that's funky. What is going? Ooh. I don't really know what's going on. Oh man. Do you guys want one Jennifer or two Jennifers? Oh, this
We're having a technical meltdown.
Can you lead that train off the monitor?
Wait, what now?
Can you lead that train off the screen?
Current temperature is 58 degrees. I have no idea what that was, but that was brilliant. Yes, it was. 41 for overnight low temperature frost advisory in southeast Minnesota by tomorrow afternoon. I can't even talk right now. Sunny and warmer, daytime high of 60.
Oh, she had fun doing that. It was pretty fun for her. That was great. Yeah. And Rudy Giuliani, of course, he's getting better, hopefully. Breaking, a Tennessee Republican Rep. John Rose publicly called for Senate Majority Leader John Thune, a Republican, South Dakota, to be removed from leadership. Oh, good. I wish it wouldn't have taken so long for someone to do it. And, oh man, deport a lot of them. Yes, look at this.
So already, guys, who first? Who we doing first? Who taking out first? Hey, this way, this way. You're gonna take out.
No, take everything out.
Take out. Listen, turn to me.
Turn.
Yeah, take out. Take out.
No, no.
Hello.
Turn.
You're gonna turn facing me. Facing me. Facing me. Take out. Sorry, step back for me.
Look at
Stand
that.
up. Stand up. Stand up.
Wow.
Stand up. Yep. Yep. Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
My God.
Sir, I said operate the door. Boss, stop, follow me and film. Operate the door. This is for evidence. Control the door. It's 3 people.
Wow.
Security, that's what happened when you on break. All right, your turn now. Put your hand over here. Put your hand right there. Hello? Step back. Can you go back some more? Yeah. Yeah, take out your hand now.
Look at that.
Hello? Can you face me?
Oh.
Face me. I need you to face me. Yeah.
Face. Look up.
Yeah, go now.
Wow.
Hello? Can you face
look
me?
Face, look face. Up
Yeah,
there.
go now.
Yeah, open it. When you're taking it, hey, look up when you're taking up. Hey, bring up and look up.
Wait, we soon do you next.
Wait.
You wait. We're gonna do you next.
Look at that.
So that's your one, yeah?
So not only are they scamming the system in many, many ways, ripping us off, they're also stealing like the common thieves they are. Deport all of them. Don't you think? Don't you think? Oh, look at this. Eddie Graff with this out. The extinction of the dinosaurs. This is made in Germany. Check this out. Uh-oh. Jurassic Aeronautics and Space Agency Administration. 30 seconds. One, two. Now it's T-Rex's turn. Oh, you can't reach it. Oh, why did it stop? Gee, I could have sworn it went a little further than that. Isn't that funny? So, T-Rex's small hands were the reason that they became extinct. For that reason, and look at this. Did I tell you something? This really ticks me off, concerned citizen. Meanwhile, America, look at them crawling out of there. Millions of ticks. The story is so insane. Farmers continue to report finding boxes full of ticks on their farmland, clearly left there on purpose. Yeah, because Bill Gates is doing this evil stuff again. Why is he allowed to do that?
I'm out here mushroom hunting, and I found, there it is right there, the tick box. I'm not going to touch it because there's ticks all over that thing. I know there is.
He's touching it.
Look at them crawling out of it. Millions of them. You can see the tick.
Wow.
I'm out here mushroom hunting.
I would take a flamethrower after those little suckers. And my God, unbelievable. Terrible. Terrible, you might even say. Bill Gates, he's should be in prison. And Joey Reid, Sassafras 84 put this out. The internet never forgets. Joey Reid says the NRA is soaked and bathed in blood. How do its adherents sleep at night? James Woods answers, thanks, James, with a Beretta on the nightstand in case yet another Democrat decides to go on a rampage. Right? That's right. Oh, and look at this. Let's start this over again. This is hilarious.
What wheel? Guys. What wheel?
Pretty funny. Pretty funny. And look at this. Is this AI? Yeah, I think it's AI. Yeah, it's AI. Oh, well. But look at this. I don't think this is AI. The real Ferdinand and Nina in real life. Look at this. Isn't that neat? I think that's pretty cool. Too cool for school. And we're going to be wrapping it up here, folks. I'm just kind of skimming to see. Oh, here's this other. This is good. Isn't it amazing? Just amazing. Is that AI too? It doesn't say it is. Shut off power to cell towers in rioting areas when they can't check messages, do live feeds, or send selfies. They will go home. Oh yeah, they probably most certainly will. Here's Scott Pressler. He's rocking it.
And on Tuesday, November 4th, we are coming and we are going to send Jack Chattarelli to the governor's mansion. Let's go.
He's doing a great job, Scott Pressler. Look at this kid, 14-year-old Indian prodigy. Aryan Shukla shattered multiple Guinness World Records February 2025, including the fastest time to add 100 four-digit numbers, 30 seconds. Look at this.
Speed. In order to beat the minimum set for this record, he needs to complete one addition every 0.5 seconds.
Stop. Let's come back. 30 seconds, 0.900 milliseconds. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Wow.
For this Guinness World Records title attempt, Aaron's time starts as soon as he sees the first number and finishes when he inputs the total sum of all 100 numbers.
Wow.
He's using a software that randomly generates 100 four-digit numbers at a specific...
Randomly generates. Wow. Can you imagine what a mind that kid has? My goodness gracious. Look at this. This makes you think. Look what they have in the Senate. Let's check in Congress. Look.
So this is one of the neat things about the U.S. Capitol. Of course, this building, construction started in the 1700s. And there are all sorts of little hidden passageways. You saw I just pulled this cover up. And you can see if we get the camera to come over, don't fall in. We don't need a workers' comp claim today. But you can see there's a passageway. These are long stairs that used to be here that were closed off. We're just off of what's called Statuary Hall, which at one time was the actual House chamber. So, and it's outside there. But this is just an example of some of the little hidden secrets in the Capitol. And so one of the things when we bring tour groups in, if it's a small enough group, if it's a big group, but if it's a small group, we'll actually take them down this hall. Believe it or not, my big self have actually gotten down, and more importantly, out of this hall. I'm going to debut that again for today, but suffice to say, I've been able to live and tell about it and get out of there. But it goes all the way down. It's an old staircase, and I'm told, I can't verify this, I'm told that this staircase, which opens to, if you go down, formally open to the outside, was one of the staircases that British soldiers used when they breached the Capitol during the War of, I think it was 1814, when they actually attacked Washington. When they came in, it was one of the stairs that British soldiers actually came up. So a lot of just amazing history in this building. And so when folks come.
And so is that where like Eric Swalwell kept his geisha girls under there? I mean, it seems like it could be used for nefarious reasons. You knock on the senator or the congressman's door, and it will be there in a second. People are going under there. You open it up, it's just him in there. Looks like he's working. Yeah, I don't know, man. That's kind of creepy. Kind of creepy. Kind of creepy. Oh, look. Now I believe aliens exist. Look at this. Look at that. Look right there. There's proof that aliens exist. There you go. Oh, look at this woman found wood chips in her Dave's Killer Bread. Killer Bread's gonna kill you. Look at this.
I was just about to feed a sandwich to my daughter when I was cutting the crust off of the sandwich, and there's actual wood chips in the loaf of bread. And at first I was gaslighting myself. I was like, maybe it's some sort of like grain or oat or something, but no, it's for sure a wood chip. And they're like all throughout this bread. And I've gone through like literally the entire loaf now feeling for it. I thought it was just in one piece. Not that that makes it better. But there's literal wood chips throughout our whole loaf of bread. So check your Dave's Killer Bread for wood chips, because my daughter was literally half a second from eating a sandwich. Thank God I cut it where I did cut it, because if I cut it anywhere else, we wouldn't have noticed. But even small pieces like this, like I was like, maybe that's an oat or something. No, it's like shredded bits of wood all throughout our loaf of bread. Do with that what you will.
Okay, we're gonna cut it. We're gonna cut it short here and end the program. I want to thank everyone for coming along. And Kathy says, good night, everyone. And Cap 78 Pack says, great show tonight, Aaron. Thankful you are feeling better. Oh, me too. Thank you very much. God bless you. Peace in and much love. Have a great week ahead and see you Wednesday. Awesome. Look at all those cool things that she puts on there. Even dancing girls. Look at that. Thank you. And JJRSVSSVL says, Truth Quest Aaron Moriarty, would you be interested in raiding to Eddie Block Films? He has a similar show to you. He is handicapped who attended J6. Well, I've never done that before. I don't exactly know even how to do it. I would have to like take time to figure out how to do that. I just don't know how to do that. But thanks for the suggestion. I'll keep that in mind when I do learn that. And Cap 78 Pack says, and the tunnels, knock my socks off. Well, that's wild. And knock my socks off says, or sneak people in too, right? Yeah, maybe there's one in the Oval Office. Maybe that's how Monica Lewinsky got in there. I don't know. And Valeronian says, instead of the tall whites, now we have the tall greens. Yeah, tall greens. Yeah, right. There are tall grays. I know I've heard of that. And JJR SVL says, at Truthquest Aaron Moriarty, Eddie Block Films showed the Dave's Killer Bread vid the other day. Oh, really? Yeah, I guess he is a similar show. Probably on the same algorithm, right? Valeronian says, well, I guess it's organic, all right. Yeah, all the ingredients are made on Earth. Right? Totally natural. Knock my socks off, says LOL. And Valeronian says, thank you, Aaron. And JJR says, the code for the Rumble raid is /raid, insert the show link. Okay, I'm just ready to just stop the show. You know, I'm not really a tech. I'm a tech tard. I admit it. And I don't even want to try because I know I probably won't do it and won't work. Something won't work. My keyboard works and doesn't work. Sometimes I can't even do things that other people can do. Knock my socks off says, thanks, Aaron. And chatters, much love, fam, and God's blessings to all patriots. Plant you now, dig you later. Well, thanks. It was nice seeing you here today. Knock my socks off. And glad you could stay longer than usual. I better give my message. Thank you all so very much. Alrighty, Aphrodite, there we are. And here is the command and link. Just copy it and paste into the chat. Oh, well. Oh boy, I don't know. I'm ready to go right now. So I don't know. Maybe next time. I'll keep that in mind next time. But thanks for the nudging there. Valeronian says, "Good night, fellow truth questers." And then I said, "Thank you all so very much. Thank you again, and we'll see you on Wednesday, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, right around 9 p.m. Central." Because we're just downrange of strange, where the outrageous is contagious and the paranormal is the new normal. So keep your cameras pointed to the skies so you can take a picture of that UFO and come on to the Truth Quest and talk all about it, because we'd love to hear your UFO stories. Until then, peace in. We'll see you Wednesday. Take care. World peace, baby. Yeah. Peace in.